Have you ever heard something so unexpected, so absolutely out of nowhere, that you needed to sit down, blink twice, and ask yourself, wait, what did he just say? That was the internet's collective reaction the second this fictional bombshell headline exploded across social feeds. At 65, Prince Andrew finally opens up about his time with Meghan Markle. We got intimate multiple times. Cue the chaos. Cue the memes. Cue the group chats lighting up like Black Friday. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Because let's be honest, Prince Andrew, talking openly about Meghan Markle at 65, using the word intimate? Naturally, the internet did what the internet does best. It panicked first and thought later. But here's the twist. In this fictional universe, intimate didn't mean scandalous. It meant personal, deep, emotional. The kind of late-night, private, stripped down to the soul conversations people only have when they think no one else is listening. And the story he told, well, it's not what anyone expected. But before we dive into the layered revelations, the awkward confessions, and the jaw-dropping moments, let's start where all great stories start. The moment everything changed. Imagine you're sitting at breakfast, sipping coffee, scrolling through your phone, when suddenly you get a call from a Palisade saying, His Royal Highness would like to speak publicly for the first time in years. Your spoon would fall right into your cereal. Because in this fictional world, Prince Andrew never volunteers to talk. Not to press, not to publicists, not even to family functions when someone asks him to say a few words. And yet, at age 65, he requested an interview. Not a stiff BBC-style interrogation, not a formal palace-approved statement, but an actual sit-down conversation about his past, his regrets, and, shockingly, Meghan Markle. Why now? What triggered this sudden burst of transparency? Did turning 65 flip some kind of emotional switch? The interviewer wondered the same thing. So they asked, and Andrew smiled, a tired, reflective, surprisingly vulnerable smile, and said, I think it's time. But time for what? The next section answers that. So let's get straight to it. When the interviewer asked Prince Andrew why he wanted to talk about Meghan Markle, he didn't hesitate. She was one of the few people in the family who ever asked me direct questions, he said. Cue eyebrow raise. She wasn't afraid of me. She wasn't intimidated by titles. She wasn't delicate with her words. And here's where it gets interesting. Andrew continued. We got intimate multiple times, not in the way people assume. I mean emotionally intimate. We had conversations that stripped away protocol, walls, expectations. She asked things no one else ever dared. Suddenly the headline makes sense. Suddenly the tone shifts. Suddenly the story gets softer and deeper. But what were those conversations about? Brace yourself, because this is where the fictional plot truly thickens. You ever experience a moment where someone asks you something so direct, so raw, so unexpectedly vulnerable that you feel your soul flinch? Well, according to this fictional Andrew interview, Meghan did that. Late one evening during a quiet event at Frogmore, Meghan approached him privately and asked, Do you ever feel like you're living a life you didn't choose? Andrew reportedly froze. No one, in the royal family asks questions like that. Feelings? Choices? Regret? Honesty? Absolutely not. But Meghan wasn't raised inside the royal bubble. She didn't see the monarchy as sacred. She saw humans. Flawed, fragile humans carrying decades of pressure. And that question sparked the first of many intimate conversations. Andrew said he felt seen and uncomfortable at the same time. Have you ever felt that way? Like someone suddenly read the chapter of your life you never meant to show? That was Andrew's experience. And he wasn't ready for how much more she'd ask. This fictional part of the story is where our emotions tighten. Meghan, according to Andrew, wasn't shy about addressing the one topic the entire family treated like fragile glass. Diana, did you ever tell her you were proud of her? Meghan asked him one day. Andrew felt a lump in his throat. No, he admitted. Why not? Good question. One Andrew couldn't fully answer. He said Meghan's bluntness forced him to confront years of silence, guilt, jealousy, confusion, and the strange emotional distance the royals build around themselves like armor. And then Meghan said something so unexpected it stayed with him for years. If you don't talk about the people you loved, you lose them twice. That's an aha moment right there. In that moment, Andrew realized something he'd never admitted publicly. Meghan reminded me of Diana in ways I didn't anticipate. Now we're getting somewhere. But the emotional honesty wasn't over. Not even close. There's always a moment in every story where the tone shifts, where curiosity sharpens, where readers lean forward. This is that moment. Andrew revealed that during one of their deeper, private conversations, Meghan confessed she never felt entirely safe inside the royal family. Not physically, emotionally. She told me she felt watched, Andrew said. Measured. Compared. And then he dropped the line that shook the fictional interviewer. She said, "You're the only one who actually looks at me like a person." Now, did Andrew expect to bond with Meghan Markle? Absolutely not. Yet here they were, two unlikely individuals finding common ground in being misunderstood, judged, and boxed in by expectations. And the fictional story only gets richer from here. Not all their conversations were heavy. In fact, Andrew recalled one hilarious moment that unexpectedly brought them closer. Meghan leaned toward him during a formal dinner and whispered, "Is it me? Or are royal dinners just Thanksgiving without the turkey, but with twice the tension?" Andrew nearly choked on his wine. No one jokes like that in royal spaces. No one whispers irreverent commentary. No one breaks the script. But Meghan did. And for the first time in ages, Andrew laughed, genuinely laughed, at a royal event. Humor. Relief. Connection. Those three ingredients matter more than people realize. This fictional narrative reaches its emotional peak here. Andrew revealed that Meghan once asked him, "Do you ever forgive yourself?" He didn't answer, because he couldn't. And Meghan said, "Self-forgiveness isn't weakness. It's survival." That line, fictional as it is, carries a punch. Andrew admitted this was the moment he realized Meghan had a depth he hadn't expected. Compassion. Insight. An ability to read emotional wounds beneath royal facade. She wasn't talking about herself, Andrew said. Not entirely. She was talking about all of us. That was their most intimate moment. Not romantic. Not scandalous. Human. And the final twist? Andrew admitted he kept that conversation to himself for years. But at 65, he decided it was finally time to share it. Of course, in any fictional royal story, the family reacts. Andrew says several senior royals weren't pleased. They reportedly told him, "You're giving Meghan too much credit. She doesn't belong in our emotional history." That conversation was private. Keep it that way. But Andrew shook his head. "She helped me face feelings I'd buried for decades. I owe her honesty." And just like that, the fictional royal world tilted sideways again. So let's pause the royal chaos for a second and get real. Why does this story hit so hard, even as fiction? Because every one of us has had a conversation we weren't ready for, a question that shook something loose, a moment where someone saw the version of us we try to hide, an unexpected person show us compassion when we least expected it. It's not about Andrew or Meghan. It's about the universal human truth. We are all craving genuine connection, even with people we didn't expect to bond with. And sometimes, the most unlikely people have the conversations that change us. Speak honestly, even when it feels risky. Honesty builds bridges faster than politeness ever will. Ask the deeper question. Are you okay? No, really, are you okay? Those questions matter. Humor is a universal connector. A whispered joke can break walls built over decades. Don't underestimate unexpected friendships. The people we least expect can teach us the most. Vulnerability is strength. If Prince fictional Andrew can open up at 65, anyone can. Did the emotional angle surprise you? Did the conversations feel relatable? Did you enjoy seeing unexpected vulnerability in a royal character? Drop your thoughts below. Share your theories. Share your reactions. Share the one line in this story that